Hey folks, if it's your first time tuning in with us, I'd like to welcome you to the Iron Spring Outdoors channel, and I'd like to issue an apology also to those who've subscribed to my channel. I haven't posted some content in quite some time, but I'm not the only one, it seems like, but it's been a little bit of a rough year this year. I didn't think y'all would like to see content of just nothing. But I wanted to make a video today on an update on my Maxus 2. If you remember, I had some issues with it last year. This is my second year with the Maxus 2. I had issues with it feeding. It would fire, it would eject, but it would have feeding issues. I changed the way I lubricated this gun. I started using Otis dry lube on the trigger mechanism or the trigger pack with the lifter and all that, and then just started using like a rim oil on the bars inside of the action and the breech bolt, and so far that worked out pretty good until this past weekend. So I cleaned this gun before the season started. I don't use a lot of oil on my guns. I just try to use a little bit to give it the lubrication it needs, but not too much to cause any issues or make it get dirty quicker from the gunpowder that's unburnt or dust and dirt. But and it's done good so far this year. Like I said, until last weekend. Last weekend it was 27 degrees outside, I believe it was, and had a flock of birds come by. And I shot at one, and I shot behind the bird and went to put a little bit more of a lead on him. And whenever I put that little bit of extra lead on the bird, squeezed the trigger, I got the Browning click. So I'm not sure exactly what happened. It fired and loaded the next shell. It did have a new shell in the chamber. When I got the click and I looked at it, I didn't see it being out of battery. But for whatever reason, the gun went click, it didn't go boom, and missed a bird. So I want to like this gun. I really do. This is a fairly lightweight gun. I know nowadays some inertia guns are super light. But when it comes to gas guns, this gun is light. I put it on a scale. It's like 7 pounds, 5 ounces. But I have not had 100% reliability in 2 years. There's always been something that's caused some kind of issue. Last year I had worse reliability. This year's been better. This year I just had the one instance. But still, on a gun with an MSRP of over $2,000, it should just work. I think I've put maybe 400-500 rounds total through the gun, hunting and shooting skeet during the summertime in the last 2 years. Shouldn't be a break-in issue. Like I said, I cleaned the gun. The only thing I haven't done yet, and that I want to try maybe, is I purchased a ultrasonic cleaner that has a heater inside of it, and I want to take the gas regulator valve out of this one and put it in that tank with some degreaser to see if maybe the ultrasonic cleaner, maybe there's some trash or some carbon buildup in the valve that's making it not do quite like it ought to. And the next reason why I say it might be the valve, I actually had a couple instances this year towards the end of the season before I got the click that the gun seemed to recoil harder than it would typically do. And the only thing I could think that would cause that would be the valve not maybe bleeding off as much gas as it should. But still, at the end of the day, I've got a shotgun with an MSRP over $2,000, and I've not had 100% reliability out of it. And I'm to the point now I can't really trust it. Yes, most of the time it's going to work for me, but this time it may not. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. The gun looks good. I like the rubber overmolding. The finish on it is probably better than any shotgun I've ever owned. The fit and finish on this Browning it's great. There's nothing bad I can say about the fit and finish. Disassembly is easy. Assembly is easy. The end cap, the way it's designed, it's easy to come off, easy to tighten up. But all of that's kind of null and void is if I can't depend on it. And that's really my only gripe. My only other gripe, I mean, it's very small, would be this safety, this extended safety. It's easy to turn the safety off, but on when you're in safe, it's flush to the trigger guard. But when you turn the safety off, it still is protruding out past the trigger guard. Some of my guns, or all of my guns I've had in the past, it's just a habit. Whether it's on safe or whether it's on fire, the safety fits flush with the trigger guard, so you can always just feel that the safety's off if it's flush with the trigger guard. This one I have a little bit harder time with that. But that's nitpicking, something like that. The real issue is just the fact that I've had it for 2 years and I have not had 100% reliability with it. And that, like I said, for a $2,000 shotgun, that's not great. My last shotgun I had before this one was a Franchi Affinity 3. I had it for 4 years, I believe. And it would go seasons without being cleaned. I think there was one time I shot it for 2 seasons and didn't clean it. And it functioned without issue. Every time I squeezed the trigger, it went bang. And I knew it was going to fire, and I trusted it to fire. This one I can't. So that is an update on the Maxus 2. Like I said, I didn't think it would be a break-in issue. I don't know why it went click. If you guys have some suggestions, I don't think, like I said, I don't over lubricate it. I'm using an Otis dry lube in the trigger mechanism, trying to stay away from an oil in case with cold temperatures, you know, that the hammer and the trigger internals aren't having to work against cold, thicker oil. And it's been great until so far as like until this last weekend here. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's one of the easiest shotguns I've ever had to load. I've had some older Winchesters in the past, and I like how the shell sticks down past in the receiver. It makes it very, very easy and quick to reload, and it makes it very, very easy to unload. But again, all of that's null and void if I can't depend on it to fire whenever I squeeze the trigger on it. And in light of that, I also want in this video to talk about another shotgun that I've picked up because of these issues with the Browning. I had some other shotguns in the safe that I hadn't shot in some time. And then I ran across this. So for you guys that may not have heard about this one, it's not a super popular shotgun. This is the Sauer SL5 Waterfowl. Not Sig Sauer, but JP and Son Sauer, I believe is what it is. And they are selling it in the US for right now. It's actually being manufactured by Breda, I think is how you pronounce their name, out of Italy. And of course, Breda in Europe has their own retailers and their own shotgun in Europe. I don't know if they actually have a seller or a vendor in the US as of yet, unless I think it's Blazer Arms is who's importing or dealing with these in the US is working with Breda. But this pretty much for the most part is a Super Black Eagle 1. It's got some updates. You guys can see the oversized charging handle and the oversized bolt release. And it's an inertia shotgun. It takes apart just like the Super Black Eagle. The top half of the receiver comes off with the barrel. One pin for the trigger mechanism, rocks up, comes out the bottom. This one is in what they call the Fredbear camouflage, which is not a bad looking camouflage. It is a dip, and nature of the beast in the dip, I mean, it's not perfect. It's got some issues like where the camouflage is kind of muddy looking, like right here at the very top of the handguard, kind of maybe a spotty like down in the rib. Things that the Browning doesn't have. The fit and finish on the Browning is A+ #1. But now, this shotgun doesn't have a $2,000 MSRP. This MSRP on this shotgun is $1,700. So, and that's, I mean, that's, you're talking $300 to $400 below lower MSRP and stuff like that's where it fit and finish is probably what's going to suffer a little bit more. This shotgun does have the step rib, which I like. It's got a soft pad here for your cheek. Of course, the rubber on the buttstock. The only thing that I could say that they could have done to this shotgun right off the bat that I can tell that would have been an improvement is when they make these shotguns or ship these shotguns, it's got a standard safety, just a standard round button safety. It's not oversized, it's not enlarged, it's not anything like that. And I actually I purchased a Benelli, a larger Benelli safety, and swapped out on it, and it fit no issues. So it'd be a little bit easier to take the safety off. And it does fit flush with the trigger guard, which I like. So we'll see how this one goes. I've messed with it some. Loading it's easy. They've put a larger loading port on it. No Benelli bite. The trigger guard looks a little bit bigger than on the first generation of Super Black Eagles. It kind of dips down a little bit, making the trigger guard a little bit bigger. So we'll see how this one does. Like I said, my Franke I had a Franke Affinity 3. I didn't have any problems with it. It was an inertia shotgun, and that's kind of why I went back to the inertia shotgun. I'm going to see how this one does. And ultimately, if I can shoot and I can hit birds with this one, and every time I squeeze the trigger it goes bang, then more than likely this will replace the Browning, and the Browning, I'll sell it or keep it in the safe. Do something with it, I guess. But so far, like I said, this weekend I'll take it out on the hunt. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't expect to have any issues with this one. I'm not shooting 2 3/4. Most of the time I hunt with 3-inch shells. So, and I know there's a break-in period, they say, with these inertia shotguns. But we'll see how it goes. But Anyway, for those of you who have subscribed, I do thank you. For those of you who want to subscribe, click the button. But that's where we stand now. I mean, I don't trust the Browning, and I've gone back to an inertia shotgun. This one's a little bit heavier. The Browning is like 7 pounds 5 ounces. This Sauer SL5 is 7 pounds 11 ounces. The little bit more weight will probably make the shotgun more pleasant with shooting the heavier duck loads versus like a 6.5 pound shotgun that's inertia driven. And I'm sure it would help. But anyway, stay in tune. I will give an update on the Sauer as I get some more time on it. Let you guys know how things go. And fingers crossed, I'm hoping for the best.